Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today, as we have a full NHL card. We get a few games in the NBA as well. We got 5 NBA games. I think we got 11 or 12 hockey games to go over for today. It's College Football Saturday, so we have that as well. I've got tons of action already. And I'm going to be adding more as we go along because I got a ton of college action and we still got an NHL and NBA to talk about as well. But we'll quickly recap yesterday. Positive day, up 1.60 units. A much-needed clean sweep in the NHL to hopefully get us towards the right track there. Had the Columbus Blue Jackets at plus 110. That was a winner. Had the over 6.5 in Colorado, Washington. A nice little winner there. And we ended off the night with the Ducks there. Quack, 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 quack. Plus 125. They get the job done as well. So a nice 3-0 day in hockey, up 3.35 units. Because CBJ was plus 110. And it was plus 125 for the Ducks. So nice couple doggies coming in there. College basketball was not as good. It was, I think, 2-6. TCU plus 9. They lose by 12. Annoying there. Rutgers minus 21. They win by 17. So another one that came up short there. Robert Morris did get the job done. They took care of Lindenwood 67-53 as 5.5-point favorites. So that was nice there. We had Purdue. I believe on the site was the money line. I took the 2.5 winner there. Air Force plus 4. They fall short. They lost by 8. Northwestern minus 24.5. They went to overtime against EIU. And they did not cover, obviously, as 24.5-point favorites in that one there. UMass Lowell gets their ass beat against Gonzaga. So the plus 25.5 was really not particularly close on that one there. And then Duquesne gets their ass beat against DePaul. So the plus 6.5 there was a loser there. So 2-6 in college basketball. Not great there. We continue to see the board well in the NBA. The Orlando Magic. They take care of business against the Philadelphia 76ers, 98-86 there. As they continue to be one of our favorite types of teams. They're just predictable. You just back the Magic at home. Pretty simple there. And then the team total over 125.5 with the Atlanta Hawks. I was told there's no way that they score more than 125 points. Yeah, they put up, 129 points as just team total overs against the Wizards. Continue to just be awesome. There was that. Then split out on the later games. Had the Thunder plus laying the 7.5. They take care of business. They beat the Suns by 16. Kind of a surprising one there. My only loser in the NBA. The Nuggets lose outright, and that line dropped even more. I probably could have gotten a money line closer towards tip off. But they lose outright as what was 2-point favorites at close. I got it minus 4.5. I thought you fade the star player leaving, and they just didn't show up there against the Pelicans of all teams. College football was simple: one play, one winner. UTSA in North Texas over 72. As we continue to bet overs in North Texas games and take care of business there. 48-27, so 75 points scored in that game. Showing that really, other than that last week against Army was just a fluke. That game was like 14-3 or something like that. So there was that. And I believe that's it. I believe that is all the recap for yesterday. Yep. So up 1.60 units. Very nice day in the NHL and the NBA. Nice little one winner there in college basketball or college football, but college basketball kind of struggled there. We will get into today's card. Let's get to it. What's up, my guys? Let's get to this cash today. Hit the like button. People show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. Tim a little NBA. Hey, we're fine with that because we got college basketball, we got college football, we got hockey, we got plenty to go over. That doesn't have to just be the NBA. Oh boy. Orlando money line in the under, good. Atlanta in the over, good. Detroit money line in the under, good. Cleveland money minus, no good. Cleveland Cleveland minus, no good. Over, good. Nets plus, good. Over, good. Houston minus, good. LA or Lakers minus in the over, good. OKC in the under. Sacramento over. There you go. All on my way to Golden State over and Golden State -7, no good. Oof. 1/5, and the biggest disappointment of them all. Indy over, good, but the -4, no good. Lose by double digits and get blown out. Could see Golden State win and Memphis covering, but Indy, yeah, I got you. That's rough, man. But my best play of the night that I made might be New Orleans money line and +7, the under, good all day. Yeah, it was at that line. I had to take a shot at Denver. It is what it is. Go green, go white today. I don't think it depends on what you're talking. Oh, basketball. I did not play Michigan State basketball. Who are they playing today? Michigan State in basketball. They played Bowling Green. We did not play that game. I did take Illinois in college football. I guess there. Yeah, I'm on the opposite side there. I got the Illini at -130. It reminds me an awful lot of the Michigan State football line, where I just kept dropping and I didn't understand why. So I bet it anyway. Can't find FCS, and I just saw you did. Columbia -11.5. Richmond -130. Seton Hall -12.5. Missouri State, Radford, St. Peter's, Bethune-Cookman, Indiana State. There you go. Jackson State, San Diego, St. Bonaventure, Little Rock, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Providence, Marshall, Drake. All official plays there. Yep. And then Sacramento and Nevada. In college football, Tulane, Pitt team total under. I'm on Pitt in that game. I took the points. Hawaii team total under. SMU -17.5. LSU team total over. Nebraska game under 51.5. There you go. Morning. I'm done with official plays getting cooked. No, you're not. I mean, you're currently third place among everybody who's put in official plays. You're only down 0.68 units. You're not getting cooked whatsoever. I promise you. FCS just popped up. I got you. Let's get up to get the lines. Hopefully there's not too many of these, because we got a big slate to go over for today. But let's keep it going here. I'm not going to keep clicking to the next one, so just bear with me here. I see the comments. I have Columbia as a 2.5 point favorite. Norfolk. I have Norfolk as 11.5. Robert Morris. I have them as a 0.5 point favorite. So I see value there with the Colonials there. East Tennessee. Let's take a look at the Buccaneers in this spot. I have them as 15 point favorites. What's good, Untouchable? Yeah, no Tim. No Tim on Saturdays. Richmond -7. Let's take a look. Richmond. I have them as 5.5, 6 point favorites. Holy Cross, I have them as 14-point favorites. LIU, the Sharks, I have them as 6.5-point favorites. Lehigh, I have them as 12.5-point favorites. Marist, I have them as 7-point dogs. No Timmy. Yeah, no Timmy on the weekends. Merrimack, minus 14. I got them as 12.5. Finally, had a decent hockey night. Washington, CBJ, VGK, Anaheim, all covered and won outright. Yeah, I was on the Ducks with you there. I was on the Blue Jackets with you there. I almost took VGK last night, but I ended up staying off, which it is what it is. Monmouth plus 3. I have Monmouth as a 5-point dog. Nashville prevented a sweep getting blanked. Yeah. Nick's team total over free money yesterday. Yeah. I think I was looking towards the Nets in that game. I think if I was looking at the side in that one. No Cleveland minus and the over. Good. You read it wrong. I apologize. There was like 18 games to go over there for you. Recap chats. Yes. Yeah. Let's quickly do that real quick. And then we'll get back to the chat here. Let's go ESP leaderboards. There we go. So there we go. Cannon still up 24.40 units, still looking very, very strong. And we have one other person that's positive. Jay Trinidad came in yesterday, gave us 2 plus 200 puck lines. Cash with the Ducks minus 1.5 at plus 200. Lost with the Preds there. Markel 6 and 7 down 0.68 units. Stop Geo down 1.84. Lex down 2.1. Bailey down 5.03. Fernando Mendoza down 5.19. Nathan Sterner down 8.24. Mr. Numbers down 14. Untouchable down 26. Drewski down 32. And Robert down 91. For the NBA, nobody's profitable in the NBA. Lex Steele is your top guy right now at break even, 1-1. NHL, Cannon up 6.11 units. Markel up 1.42 units. Jay Trinidad up 1 unit there. In college basketball, that is nope, that is a minus. So we got to bump you down on Cannon. A little bit of a slip there for Cannon. Stop Geo is the only profitable person in college basketball, 1-0 there. NFL hasn't changed. And then college football, Cannon's still destroying college football, 28-6, 2-1. I believe a 2-1 day yesterday for Cannon on college football. Lex Steele 2-1, up 1.9 units, and Untouchable up 0.6 units there. But that is the full breakdown of the official plays. So there you go. Pacers are on a ban list. This stupid team can't get them right. Yeah, they're tricky. I did not play that game yesterday, so yeah. Towson, I have them as 28.5-point favorites. Marcos, can the Spurs cover today? Let's see. Yale minus 13.5. I have them as 28.5. Big value on Yale if you're looking to play them against Princeton. Northern Iowa plus 6. Let's take a look. Northern Iowa. Why is this being slow? My bad. Oh, have I been reading off the wrong numbers? I have Yale as a 15-point favorite. Ignore that for Yale. I have Yale as a 15-point favorite. Have I been reading off all the wrong numbers? Crap. Maryland sucks. Should have just took the hook with Wisconsin. They won outright. There you go. Never said NBA was all we had to bet, Nick. That's just what I like to get on, and it is better and is better at. That's fair. That's fair. I'm still keeping at. I'm still playing and wait for the reset. There you go. But of course, I know that it's other stuff to bet on. Yeah. Kennesaw State plus 19.5, and the money line plus 700. Yeah, I'm on Kennesaw State as well. I took the points with Kennesaw. Let's see. Stonehill. Where is Stonehill? There we go. Stonehill. I have them as 17.5 point dogs. Cornell minus 10.5. I have them as 6 point. 6. I have them as a 6 for that game. Yeah. Delaware. I have them as 6. No, what is wrong with this? Because I was looking at Delaware State. I have Campbell as a 16-point favorite in that game. Cannon, stop cheating. There you go. Change my name when you get the chance. Oh crap! Yeah, I forgot to do that yesterday. Is Yale wrong, right? I have Yale 15, not 28. I was reading off the wrong numbers for that, so I apologize. All right, 16 minutes in. Let's get to our first game of the card. I never change the records. So my record is better than this on both hockey and basketball. I just ran out of time this morning trying to grade out all the plays and everything like that. So I've got to update my record for NBA here. And so this is not the right numbers. I need to update it. So bear with me there. These are not the correct numbers. I still need to adjust them. Let's get it started, though. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets, with the Bucks as 3.5 point favorites in this game with a total of 215.5. Let's get up everything here. I continue to forget to put, what do you call it? Set everything up for the NBA to start off the card. I apologize for that. Let's get all that set up and ready to go. NBA. We got the. All right, let's get to it. 74% of tickets, 72% of cash is on the Bucks in this game. 73% of tickets, 72% of cash on the over in this game here. Let's take a look at the line history. Wait for that to load. We have the Hornets, who currently have a better record than these Milwaukee Bucks. They are 4-7 straight up, 6-5 ATS, 2-8-1 to the over under this year, 3-3 at Spectrum Center there in Charlotte, North Carolina. On the flip side, the Milwaukee Bucks are 4-8 this year, 4-7-1 ATS, 4-8 over under, 1-5 on the road. Away from Milwaukee, they've been dreadful so far this season. I'm still waiting on line history in this one here. I'm kind of interested in the Charlotte Hornets. They're returning back after a quick 2-game road trip. They lost in overtime against the Philadelphia 76ers, 107-105. They lost to the Orlando Magic, 114-89 in their last game there. They've kind of struggled to score, which is why they've been a little bit more of an under team this year. On the flip side, Milwaukee. Oh, great! My line history site is crashing at the moment, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it. That's fun. Milwaukee is coming in off of back-to-back wins against Detroit and Toronto, so not the greatest of competition there, but still 2-game win streak for them. And now, granted, they still have they're still getting an easy matchup here against Charlotte as well. I'm interested a little bit. Let me go over to BetStamp for line history real quick when this is being a pain in the ass. So let's get up the line history here. I want to see if this line's moved towards the what do you call it? Towards the Hornets at all. because this line opened up at a, this will load, that'd be great. Spread. See here. There we go. This line opened up for the load. There we go. At a 4, it's down to a 3.5. So this line has moved towards the Hornets in this game. And this line opened up at a 219. It's down to a 217 over on Pinnacle. So we do have line movement towards the Hornets and the under in this game here. Yep, line opened up 4, down to a 3.5. I'm going to move on them here. Give me the Charlotte Hornets in this game. I'm going to take the spread. +4, -110 here at Charlotte. I feel like this is a good spot for them here. Coming back after a couple losses. Milwaukee finally feeling better about themselves, which I think will allow us to potentially sell a little high on them at the moment here. So I'm going to be on the Hornets plus the points here. Hornets +4 for me. Now, let's see. I believe San Antonio Spurs won't cover because they played last night, and they're going to Dallas, and Dallas last game lost to the Jazz, an upset loss. I think they do bounce back. I say first quarter, first half for Dallas. Fair. Kennesaw -4.5 for basketball. South Dakota. Let's see. I have South Dakota at an 11.5. Bucks lay it. The 12 o'clock games aren't even out yet. Fair. Milwaukee hot now. Yeah, they're hot. They beat Toronto and Detroit. Powerhouses there. There you go. Bucks plus or -3. It's a -3.5 or 4. I don't know where you're seeing threes. Hornets are nothing. Bucks first half or full game spread. Hornets. I'm on the Hornets in that game there. Let's get into the next matchup here. Toronto Raptors and the Boston Celtics. Ridiculous number here. Boston 17-point favorites now, total of 229. Line opened up at a 229. It's up to 229.5 now. Line opened up at a 15. It's now a 17. So a move towards the Celtics and a move towards the over. 91% of tickets, 91% of cash is on the over. The line's moving towards it. 61% of tickets and 58% of cash on the Raptors, yet this line's moving towards the Celtics. Kind of feels like a spot where the Celtics just kick the crap out of them and move on type of game, where this game is a 15-point game at halftime, and the Celtics run away and win by like 33 in this game. Boston coming in off of a 25-point win and cover against the Brooklyn Nets. That was a nice little bounce back from when they were 16-point favorites against the Hawks and lost outright in that game there. On the flip side, the Toronto Raptors, this is their they hit the road again here for one game against Boston, and then they'll head back to Toronto to play Indiana and Minnesota following here after this game. No interest in this one whatsoever. I'm not laying this many points with the Celtics, but that would be the only way I'm looking. If I'm laying, I'm laying, but I'm not laying here. This is a simple pass for me. Let's see. Hornets +3.5. There you go. Over. I could see that. Kind of like the Hornets too. Pass. Raptors +16.5. Yes. Yes, card today. Yes, card today. Yes, card today. All right. Lakers at the Pelicanos in this game here. Lakers 6.5-point favorites, total of 219 in this one here. Line opened up in an 8 down to a 6.5. So, but it went from an 8 and then 2.5 minutes later was a 6.5 immediately. No 7.5, no 7, right down to a 6.5. So I'm going to say it opened up at a 6.5. It's still a 6.5. Line opened up at a 221.5. It's down to a 219. So we have a move towards the under. And we have a move towards, and we have a couple cent move towards the Lakers. 72% tickets, 62% of cash is on the Lakers in this game. 94% tickets, 94% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under here in this spot, which is kind of interesting. The Pelicans are now 4-9 this year, 3-10 ATS, 7-6 over under, 3-4 at home. The Lakers 8-4 straight up, and 7-5 ATS, 7-5 over under, 2-4 on the road. It's pretty simple with the Lakers. Is I only want them at home. That's the only place I want to back them. Now they did win and cover last game against San Antonio on the road, but other than that, on the road they've been pretty bad. They are 2-4 straight up, and they've covered in 2 of those games. They lost but covered against Phoenix. They won and covered against San Antonio. They didn't cover in a win against Toronto on the road as well. That was the only. I think that's the only game where they've been favorites on the road of this number twice, and they've not covered in either of those games. I don't like that the Pelicans are coming in off of a second half of a back-to-back, though, especially beating the Nuggets last night, which snapped a 6-game losing streak for them. I have no interest in this one here either. I guess I would go dog or pass in this game, and I would look towards an under in this spot, but it's a simple pass here. Wrap spread, I could see that. Yeah. B's first quarter -5.5. I would maybe look towards the first half. But yeah. Well, I'm playing and laying Boston in the over, Fakers in the under. All right. Pels +6. Lakers fourth quarter spread -0.5 as -120. There you go. Let's keep it going here. We have 2 games left in the NBA. Then we can get into the good stuff, the NHL, with an awesome card that we have in the NHL today. Let's take a look at this one here. The San Antonio Spurs taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks 10.5-point favorites, total of 229 in this game. Line opened up 9.5. It's now 10.5 for the Mavericks. Line opened up 229. It's still a 229 in this one here. We have 74% of tickets, 75% of cash is on the Spurs. Yet this line's moved from 9.5 to 10, and 91% of tickets, 94% of cash on the over in this spot here. We have the Dallas Mavericks coming in off of a loss in their last game. They played the Utah Jazz, and they lost outright as 8-point dogs, 8-point favorites. They've lost 4 games in a row now, this Dallas Mavericks team. They've really struggled. Granted, the previous to that, they played Golden State, Denver, and Phoenix, who have all been pretty good this year. On the flip side, we have the San Antonio Spurs coming in on a second half of back-to-back. They played last night against the Lakers at home, and now they have to travel to Dallas, which is still an in-state game. So, but this is their first game of a road trip. They just played a 5-game homestand against Portland, Utah, Sacramento, Washington, LA, and now they hit the road to play Dallas. I think this line, it tells you everything you need to know with the way the market's moving and the way everything is going here in this spot. I think this is a bounce back spot for the Mavericks, and so does the market. And then I could see this as a get right spot for the Mavericks on this one here. And we're starting to see some 11s pop up. So the markets are very, very high on the Mavericks today. And I'm going to back them to bounce back here. So I am going to be on the Mavericks here, laying 10.5 at -110. What do you want out of favorites? You want motivated favorites. And how motivated are you going to be after a loss as an 8-point favorite? Pretty motivated, especially on a 4-game losing streak now. So I expect a little bit of desperateness, I guess you can call it there, for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm going to lay the 10.5 with them here in this spot. Mavericks -10.5, -110 for me here in this game. Lakers first quarter, first half spread. I can see it. Official play: Lakers first half -3.5 -120. Celtics first half spread is -10. Wow, I can see first. Okay, that's fair. I didn't know. I have no interest in laying that many points. We are on the good part, Nick. The slate's better, but yeah. Dallas trifecta. Yeah, I could see Dallas coming in and whooping ass and moving on. But we'll continue on here in this one. We have the Sacramento Kings and the Utah Jazz. This is another one. The line opened up at a 9. It's now an 11 for Utah. So we are for the Jazz or for the Kings. So a big move towards Sacramento in this game. Line opened up 225. It's now all the way to 229. The Kings have kind of owned the Jazz. They're coming in off of a loss last night. The Kings, they lost 130 to 126 against the Minnesota Timberwolves in overtime. Now, I'd have more interest in the Sacramento Kings if they didn't go to overtime yesterday. Line opened up 225, up to 229. But I have really no interest in that total. I don't want the Jazz, though, in this spot. I don't want to back the Jazz off of a win. They're not a good team. I don't want to trust a bad team to string together multiple wins in a row. So I think this is a bad Jazz team that I really don't want to be backing at this type of number or on a back-to-back. And this is a Kings team the Kings are on a back-to-back. But yeah, Kings on a back-to-back. Don't really want to lay this type of number with them, especially off of an overtime game. But I don't want the Jazz either off of a win. So my two plays today will be the Mavericks laying the points and the Hornets taking the points. So that'll be it. Oh, wow. Mavericks minus 25. All right. And pass. Let's head from the hardwood to the ice here for this NHL card. Really strong NHL card today. And we get it started with the St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins. We have the Bruins minus 205 favorites in this game. Total of 5.5 in this one as well. I understand the 5.5 number in this game. I'll start off with that. I have this game projected for 5.48 goals. So I think that's correct. And I do have the Bruins as favorites in this game. I have them around minus 180 favorites in this game. This Blues team has really struggled as of late. This has a little bit of recent revenge spot here because these two teams just played 4 days ago in St. Louis, and the Bruins won 3-2 on a game where they choked away the lead there in that game. So I could definitely see this as one of those spots where maybe the Blues want a little bit of revenge after that game, or a little bit of short-term revenge after they lost that game last time. Especially the way they lost it was pretty bad as well. So kind of a spot here where I absolutely am not going to lay $2 with the Boston Bruins. I don't think the Bruins are a team we should be laying minus 200s with at all this season, even at home. Yes, they can be a decent team at times, but they're not good enough for me to want to lay a minus 200 price tag for them here. So it is Blues or pass. If I'm looking to get involved with this game, I'm not for this early spot. We have plenty of early action if we want to get involved with other stuff. But for me, this would be dog or pass. And maybe if this line continues to climb and I can get $2 with the St. Louis Blues, I'll take a shot with them there. But no action in this game for me. I would only look towards the Blues. I want to see if I can get them a plus 200. If I can get a plus 200, maybe I might pull the trigger on the Blues. But I don't know. It looks like plus 190 on FanDuel is the best available option for this game. So, no, I'm good. I don't need to force action here with the card being as big as it is in the NHL today. Pass. Fair. Let's continue on with the New York Islanders taking on the Seattle Kraken. Pick them in this game with a total of 5.5. We have the Islanders. They're coming in off of probably their best game of the year. They beat the Canucks 5-2. They limited the Canucks to just 3 shots on goal in the first half of the game and just took care of business in that one. They won 5-2. Bo Horvat gets a little bit of his revenge there in Vancouver, which was awesome to see. He did get on the scoreboard. He got the assist on the second goal of the game for the Islanders by Scott Mayfield. He also got the assist in the third period for the fourth goal for them in that game. They were up 5-0 at one point in that game. No, it was 1-1. But on the flip side, with the Seattle Kraken on a 3-game winning streak now, they're starting to play better. They played Vegas on that they'll start the winning streak, and then they beat up on Columbus and Chicago. So the Islanders, though, on the flip side, they've received points in 5 straight games in 6 of their last 7. Granted, 2 overtime losses are in there. But this is an Islanders team that also has been playing some overs as of late. Ever since the blue line, ever since they're missing Barzal, they're missing Duclair, and they're missing some blue liners: Pelich, Romanov, Mike Riley now, and now they're playing overs. They've gone over in 3 straight games. They pushed, and then they went over 3 straight, another one there. So they're 6-0-1 to the over in the last 5 games as well. We're getting a 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take the over 5.5 in this game with the Islanders and the Kraken. Ever since they're missing blue liners, this Islanders defense is definitely taking a step down without it, and they're kind of leaving their goaltenders out to dry. Like, a lot of people want to put this on Sorokin or Varlamov. It's the blue line in front of them, really, is the problem right now for the Islanders. Missing half your blue line and having players like Dennis Chernovsky getting a decent amount of playing time is a problem. It is a problem. So I do see goals in this game. Maybe I'll lean first period over as well for those who like first period overs. But for me, I expect goals in this game. The Islanders have been playing overs. The Kraken had a 3-game over streak snapped last game with a 3-1 win against the Chicago Blackhawks. But they've been playing overs as well lately. I'll go a little over 5.5 here at -110 here on Bovada is where I got the best available line there. Something must be up with the FCS line. They keep disappearing. That's annoying. Islanders game under 5.5. All right, we're against each other on that one. I'm on the over. What's my record yesterday? If you could spell my name right, that'd be cool. There's an E at the end. But you had a decent day yesterday. You went 7-3 in the NBA. You went 2-1-1 in the NHL. You're now only down 14 units overall. So you're doing better. You're doing better. Kraken -106. Spurs +10. I'm on the opposite side of you there. And is it Joey Decord? I would imagine so. All right. Bennington confirmed. Swayman not. Sorokin confirmed. Decord unconfirmed. But they have him listed. So it looks like, yeah, probably. The Genius is back. Yeah, the Genius that's down 14 units in official plays is back. There we go. Brown +6, Robert Morris +3, Maris +10, Towson -21, Stonehill for FCS. There you go there. Bruins money line, give me juice. If you want that tracked, give me the juice. It's ridiculously juiced, though. What's good, Nicholas Handy? Let's get into the next matchup here. A fun one. Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. We have the Oilers -125 road favorites with a total of 6 in this game here. Let's take a look at my projections for this one. Where is this game? Oh, it would be great if it'll just type in so I can find my projections for this game. Did I not type this one in? You're kidding me. I never typed this one in. That's great. All right, cool. So I'm flying blind on this one. I don't have projections for this game. It sucks because I kind of like this game. So I apologize. Toronto 10-6-2 on the year. 6-10-2 on the over/under. 7-3 at home. On the flip side, the Edmonton Oilers 9-7-1. They are 5-11-1 over/under. So both these teams, I know they're known for having high-powered, high-flying offenses, but they've been really strong under teams this year. If you've been packing unders with them, the Oilers 7-2 on the road in this game. Should the Oilers be laying -$1.40 on the road against Toronto? I don't think so. Like I see some value here, Toronto, but I'm assuming that means there's probably injuries to worry about. If you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it looks like probably that means Austin Matthews is not playing still. That's the only explanation I have to them being dogs of this size, which the Leafs without Matthews are not terrible. Like this team knows how to play without Austin Matthews. So it would be dog or pass for me in this game if I'm looking at a spot in this one. Dog or pass in this game. I doubt the other games will come out in time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I had a good week. There you go. St. Louis and under 6.5 plus 325. Why are we not betting the draw in the Isles game? I will never talk you off of a draw in the Islanders games. I just feel like I'm late to the party. I haven't been betting it, so happens. I need the juice. If Drewski, if you want them tracked, I need the juice. I need the juice for your hockey plays if you want them tracked. Oilers are nothing. Thumbs down. Maple Queefs. Oilers money line. McDavid 2 points plus 102. I think I lost 10 straight Leafs games. Pass. Yeah, you took the plus 2.5 the other game at minus 650. So let's move on to the marquee matchup of the day: the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Canadiens minus 115 favorites in this game, total of 6.5. We do have the Blue Jackets coming in off of a second half of a back-to-back. They did beat the Pittsburgh Penguins last game 6-2, which snapped a 6-game losing streak for those Blue Jackets. On the flip side, we have Montreal coming back after a 4-game road trip where they went 1-3. This isn't over because they're coming in off of a shutout loss against the Minnesota Wild. And we know what we do with teams coming off of a shutout loss. We bet the overs. So this is over 6.5 for me in this game. We have the Montreal Canadiens off the shutout loss. They did score 7 goals in the previous game against Buffalo. So very inconsistent offense this Montreal Canadiens team has. And it's a second half of a back-to-back, and it was Merce Leakins yesterday, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be Danil Tarasov in net here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So backup goaltender there. I would prefer if it's Caden Primo for the Montreal Canadiens, but we've seen Montembeault come back down to earth a little bit, so that doesn't bother me too much. So I'm on the over 6.5 here, minus 105 in this spot here. I don't have this game projected for over 6.5 goals. I projected for 6.31, but I'll back the system here in the spot where you take overs in games after with a team off of a shutout loss. So over 6.5 for me in this game. If I'm backing aside, I want to take a shot with the Blue Jackets. But one thing we've noticed is head-to-head, this has been pure domination. Actually, the last 5 games has been pure domination by the Canadiens. They've won 5 in a row and covered the puck line in 4 of them against this Blue Jackets team. But the previous 5 matchups before that was all Blue Jackets. So there you go. So, no interest in the side. I'll just take the over 6.5. Wait till the Isles go 5 to 10 games, no draws, then I'll start betting the draw. Yeah, I could see that. Over 6.5 at minus 108. Over 6.5. Going right back to what you were on yesterday. Columbus first period plus a half, full game plus 1.5, and over 5.5. There you go. Live first period over because it's minus 135 right now. Yeah, probably running it back. Or you could do a little 2-teamer where you do first period over 1.5, full game over 5.5. That could be an option as well. We'll continue on. A team that, I'm higher on probably than most, but I don't like that we're seeing Tage Thompson go long-term IR now. So the Sabres will be without him long-term. They're taking on the Philadelphia Flyers in this game. I don't want the Flyers ever. I do see a little bit of value here with Buffalo. I have Buffalo around minus 115, minus 120 favorite in this game. Do I want to back Buffalo in their second game without their star player? No. Do I want to back Philadelphia really ever this season? No. I think Philadelphia is an overvalued team, and I would like to fade them more than I would like to back them. The Flyers are 7-8-2 this year, so they're 7-10 on the money line. So they've been better than I've expected. They've gone past regulation in 4 straight games. They've won 3 of them. So all of a sudden, this Flyers team is picking up points. Recently, they've gone over the total in 3 straight games. On the flip side, Buffalo has received points in 4 of their last 5 games. The only game they didn't, they lost 7-5 to Montreal. But previous to that, they had won 4. Previous to that, they had won 3 straight before the Montreal game. They beat St. Louis in overtime there. For me, if I'm looking at it, I'm only looking Buffalo in this game. I would only look Sabres in this spot, laying $1.10. But once again, is this a game I need to force myself to get involved with? No, because I don't really want to back Buffalo without Tage Thompson now in their second game without him, and I don't want the Flyers ever. So this is a very easy pass in this game. At 6, I think that number's right. I have this game projected for 5.82 goals. The Flyers are not particularly a team I want to back overs with. They're kind of dreadful to watch. Play very boring style hockey. But yeah, no play here for me in this game. Be Buffalo or nothing if I'm looking at it. The over 6 for Columbus. Okay, that's for Columbus. The over 6. Sabres in the over 5.5 plus 210. Sabres minus 104. Fedotov is a sieve. Yes, I'm not high on Fedotov at all. The only goaltender that semi scares me on that team is Samuel Ersson. Flyers money line there, and I'll put my money where my mouth is. Give me Buffalo in this game. Let me find the best available number for Buffalo. I'm going to take the Sabres in this game. If I can get a plus price tag to fade the Flyers, I'm interested. It's minus 105. Yeah, I'll take it. Buffalo minus 105. Give me some Sabres action here. I would like to fade this Flyers team when they give me decent prices to do so. And I'm getting even money over on CapperTek. So Buffalo Sabres here for me in the spot. No, I was looking Buffalo anyway. Let's get into the next one here. The Pittsburgh Penguins are minus 210 favorites. All right, there's your cap right there. There's no way in hell I'm laying that type of number with the Pittsburgh Penguins on a second half of a back-to-back with this old team. The Pittsburgh Penguins minus 210 against the San Jose Sharks, total 6.5 in this game. And let's get into it. The Penguins are coming in off of a loss last night. They've lost 3 straight games. This is one of the worst teams in hockey. And I put it in a group chat last night. If you're power ranking the NHL, how many teams would you have above the Pittsburgh Penguins? And I said maybe, or below the Pittsburgh Penguins. I said maybe Montreal and maybe San Jose. Those would be the 2 teams I would have below the Penguins in my power rankings if I was making power rankings. Now, just because I would have the San Jose Sharks below the Pittsburgh Penguins does not mean I want to lay minus 210 with the Penguins in this game. Pretty plain and simple. I have this game projected for them to be minus 160 favorites in this game. At home, they're a little bit different than they are on the road. I want them never as a favorite on the road. I would like to fade the Pittsburgh Penguins whenever I can. And this is the last game of a road trip for the San Jose Sharks. They'll head back. They'll head back to play Detroit one game, and then they'll hit the road again to play Dallas and St. Louis. And we have the Sharks who have. I mean, they lost in a shootout against Philly, and then they covered the plus 1.5 there for those who bet it against the New York Rangers as basically plus 350 dogs. So for me, I want the San Jose Sharks in this game. I would like to take the big dog price in the spot. And maybe this is a first period Sharks play, but I think the Sharks win this game outright. And anytime the Penguins are this big of favorites, I'm going to fade them. I'm going to fade the Penguins whenever this big of favorites. I'm getting plus 180 on Caesars. Give me the San Jose Sharks here in this spot. A little Sharky action here. I need to get a little clip of the dancing Sharks like that from the Katy Perry halftime show for whenever we play the Sharks, or for whenever we want to bet the Sharks. But yeah, give me San Jose plus 180. Plus 180 here for me. Fedotov has stolen my cash too many times. 2 losses in overtime, so shootout. Yeah. Zetterlund is the best Sharks player ever. He's somehow plus 6, and everyone else is minus 14. That's insane. Sharks money line. Sharks plus 2.5, minus 290. Definitely not laying that number. Pass. Over 6.5. I would lean under. In this game a little bit because Mackenzie Blackwood has been actually pretty strong in net for the Pittsburgh Penguins. For San Jose Sharks. I lean under. Plus, we're probably getting what, Nedeljkovic for this game. Are we getting Bloomquist? Are we getting Bloomquist? No, it looks like Nedeljkovic. So yeah, I could see an under in this game there. It's Nedeljkovic because you already played yesterday. Yes. So that probably means Bloomquist is back in Scranton. Let's keep it going here. We have the Florida Panthers minus 125 favorites, total of 6 in this game against the Winnipeg Jets. We have the Jets coming in off of a loss. Haven't been able to say that much this year. They lost 4-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning in their last game. Looking to bounce back here and get back in the win column, but they do have a tough opponent to do so with that against. And that is this Florida Panthers team that is coming in off of back-to-back losses where they lost to the New Jersey Devils twice, and they got beat down in those games. I believe it was a combined score of 10-3 in those two games against the New Jersey Devils. Now, is this a spot where I would like to bounce back the Florida Panthers to bounce back? Yeah. Do I think the Winnipeg Jets might be a little bit of a bet against team going forwards once they start to come back down to earth? Yeah. But this is a game I'd rather sit back and watch than try to bet on. I see value in the Winnipeg Jets at a plus price tag. The Jets have won 4 straight games against the Florida Panthers. But both these teams coming off of losses makes me feel like both these teams are in bet on situations rather than bet against situations. So is this a game I'm getting involved with? No, I'm not, because I don't want to fade the Jets at a minus price tag with the Panthers, but I don't want to fade the Panthers off of 2 bad losses either. So these are 2 teams and spots I'd rather bet on than bet against, and I'll pass them. The Jets coach used to coach the Panthers. Yeah, it's the what do you call it? It's the Paul Maurice Bowl. Paul Maurice Cup. If Barkov wasn't on the Panthers, I wouldn't think twice and take the Jets. Yeah, I could see that. But not a game I feel like we need to force action in. Let's move on. The Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the New Jersey Devils. What an impressive performance there by the Devils. Those 2 games in Florida, absolutely dominating. The question is, do we want to go back to the Devils here in this spot where we did cash with the Devils in the first game against Florida, then we turned around and took the opposite side in the previous game. I've had decent reads on this on this New Jersey team other than the last game against Florida. I backed them again in the first game against Florida. I faded them against San Jose. It's been a team that I've kind of had a decent read on this year. On the flip side, Tampa, they're coming in off of a nice win. They won 4-1 against the Winnipeg Jets. So both these teams coming in off of very nice wins, which puts me more in bet against than bet on situations. These 2 teams played on October the 22nd in New Jersey. And the Tampa Bay Lightning won that game 8-5. So just a high-scoring game in the last matchup between these 2 teams. The New Jersey Devils coming in playing some really good hockey. The only game they lost, they were minus 315 favorites against the San Jose Sharks in the last 6 games. They beat Edmonton 3-0. They beat Montreal. They beat the Islanders. They beat the Panthers twice. I'm interested in New Jersey Devils in the spot here. And I get it. I'm high on this Lightning team as well. But I don't like the way that this Lightning team has been playing as of late. They are coming in off of a nice win. And knowing this Lightning team, I know that's probably not enough for them after losing 4 straight games in a row previous to having a week off. So ultimately, probably still another stay-off spot for me here. A game that both teams I'd rather bet against than bet on in this spot. So another game that I really have no interest in. So it'd be Devils or nothing, but no. Under 6 minus 110 hashtag stop fish fade. Devils minus 111 because no Braden Point. Devils minus 110. Fair. And I didn't fish fade there. I mean they're cats, they're Panthers, but whatever you need to say. For a genius, you really confuse cats and fish. That's really weird. But we have the Detroit Red Wings taking on the LA Kings. This next matchup, we have the Kings 2-1 favorites in this game, total 5.5. Interesting spot here for the Red Wings. They're coming in off of that on a back-to-back. They lost to Anaheim last night after beating Pittsburgh the previous game before that. Now, this is an LA Kings team that, do I ever really want to lay this type of number with them? I have to really want to. Like, they've lost 3 of the last 4 games. They've kind of struggled as of late. They lost at Calgary. They lost at Colorado. This Detroit Red Wings team, though, is not a team I'm particularly interested in backing either. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. The only game they won, they beat the Penguins. Whoop-de-doo in overtime. Not an impressive game there. And should the Kings be minus 200 favorites in this game? No. Should this total be 5.5? Yeah. I have this game projected for 5.5 goals. So I think that total is correct. I think the Kings should be favorites in this game. Yeah. I think they should be along the lines of minus 150, minus 160 favorites in this game, though. So I guess dog or pass in this game. Not enough of an edge for me to want to go ahead and back the Detroit Red Wings, especially traveling, 3rd game in 4 nights, and they've traveled from Pittsburgh to Anaheim to LA. So not a good situational spot here for Detroit or scheduling spot. So I guess value-wise, it's dog or pass. Situational spot, it's Kings or pass, and that's an easy pass for me here in this game. Not getting involved with it there too much. Did you skip the Kings versus Sens game? Did I? Yeah, I never typed it in. I am an idiot. I never typed that game. Let's take a look at where was that game? Yeah, it was supposed to be typed in right before this. I apologize. We'll break that game down in just a second. Ottawa Senators at Carolina Hurricanes minus 165 over under of 6.5 in that game. All right. I apologize. Yeah. I forgot to type that game up. Kings minus 200. No thanks. They can lose this game easily. Kings minus 200 money line. Not scared. Okay. Red Wings plus 145 first period. Yeah. I think if I'm going to back the Red Wings, I'd take them early. Red Wings team total is 2.5 minus 105. There you go. Bongs up and beers down. Today, everyone, let's go. Good luck. Good luck. Stop Geo. And Robert, if you want to make either of those official, let me know. We'll move on. Carolina Hurricanes and the Ottawa Senators. The Hurricanes are minus 165 favorites. Total 6.5 in this game. And the Hurricanes are coming back after a long road trip. Though we've seen this happen before that for them, though. And it was not a problem whatsoever. They took care of business. They're off of a 4-1 loss against the Utah Coyotes. And a game that they should have dominated. This team put up 50 shots on goal in that game. And I was stunned. I mean, that was a masterclass from Vejmelka is what it was in that game there. 50 shots on goal. They outshot Utah 50-21. The expected goal battle was 7.99 to 2.42 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. And, of course, Utah wins 4-1. I would like to back the Hurricanes after that game. And it was only a three-game road trip for them, so it's not like it was a massive road trip where it's one of those spots there. And I like to fade Ottawa on the road. Ottawa's 3-5 on the road compared to 5-2-1 at home. Carolina's 5-1 at home. The ultimate question is, how do you back the Carolina Hurricanes in this game? And it's probably on the -1 line. To bounce back after the bad loss, or if that loss against the Coyotes. And I can get, let's take a look what it is. -162 plus 148. Let's take a look here at what that line would be. -162 plus 148 would be -106 for the Carolina Hurricanes on the -1 line. And I'm going to side with Carolina on -1 in this game at -106. They should have won that last game against Utah. And I have a feeling this is one of those spots where the goals that were not going in against Utah, they're going to come in bunches against this Ottawa Senators team. And I see this as a very nice opportunity to go ahead and back the Carolina Hurricanes in this spot. I'm going to be on the Hurricanes -1, -106 against the Ottawa Senators in this spot here. So let me Carolina Hurricanes, not the team total over, even though I would advocate for maybe a team total over as well. If you don't want to lay the -1 line, the team total is not a bad option either. but I'm on the -1.9 here for the Hurricanes in this one. Red Wings homer here. Do not bet us. We are an absolute dumpster fire right now. There you go. Who's in net for the Canes? That's a good question. I believe it's Spencer Martin, which is a little scary. So maybe this should have been just a full game over. Let's take a look. It looks like Spencer Martin likely versus Linus Ullmark. Yeah. Ottawa +2.5 -340. Okay. I hope you lose because I'm on the opposite side with Carolina there. Carolina -1.5 and the team total over. Yeah, I won't talk you off Carolina team total overs. Let's move on though. The Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. We have the Stars -135 road favorites, total 6 in this game. We do have some injuries on the side of the Minnesota Wild. I know that I forgot who it was, but I think they're missing a few players. Minnesota Wild starting lineup because they Matt Zuccarello is on the IR. Jonas Brodin and Joel Eriksson Ek are day-to-day. So they are dealing with a few injuries. The Minnesota Wild. Still, I'm interested in Minnesota in this game over at this plus price tag. Andre versus Gustafsson is the projected matchup here. In this one, I have the Wild as a favorite in this game. My numbers have them around -115, -120 favorites in this game. And yes, there are injuries. I guess you can account for. Maybe that's why my line is a little off. And this is a healthy Dallas Stars team. But when we look at this matchup here, Minnesota has been awesome so far this year. And they're a team I'm high on. I'm high on this Wild team until we get to the playoffs, and they're probably just a first-round exit again. This has been a matchup that has been dominated by the Dallas Stars, though. They've won 6 straight games against this Minnesota Wild team, including the last 3 after Minnesota took a 2-1 series lead 2 years ago in the playoffs. The Stars came back with 3 straight wins. And then last year they swept the Wild 3-0. And the Wild are playing much better hockey, though, this year. And they've won 3 of their last 4 games. They received points in 4 straight. Now, granted, we have the Dallas Stars coming in off of back-to-back 7-goal performances. And that's a spot I would like to fade the Dallas Stars in. After 2 monster wins, granted, Pittsburgh and Boston, 2 teams that are probably a little bit overrated in the market. They've taken care of business in those games here. I'm getting +125 for a Minnesota Wild team that has been much better. +130 over on Bovada. I'll take that. For a Minnesota Wild team that has been much better this season. And yes, I get it. There's injuries involved with this line. I think this line is too high, though, in this spot. I think the risk reward is there to back the Minnesota Wild here against the Dallas Stars. And I'll take +130 for Minnesota. So give me the Wild. Let's get wild here. +130 against the Dallas Stars. Gio, congrats on our Eagles division winner. Congratulations. They were -130. Rapture Testicle. That's not, he broke his balls. That's not fun. Red Wings +165 for Coyotes picks there. Mike Lennon. Game of the night. Yeah. Dallas -135. I want to see blood in this game. Go Wild. Yeah. I think the Wild are a very, very live underdog in this in that game. Let's get into the final matchup of the night. We have the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. The Canucks anywhere between -240, -250 favorites in this game, total 5.5. Now, the Canucks, off of a poor performance in their last game, they lose 5-2 to the New York Islanders. They had, I believe, 3 shots halfway through the game. They got dominated in the expected goal battle, 4.07 to 1.95. And this is a Canucks team that, do I trust them as -240 favorites at home this year? No. And I think this is a pretty predictable team for the Vancouver Canucks. They're 2-3-3 at home. They're 6-1 on the road. You want the Canucks on the road. You don't want them at home. And you're getting better prices to back them at home or on the road. They've won 8 straight games against the Chicago Blackhawks. So they have had the Blackhawks number as of late. The Blackhawks are off of a 3-1 loss against the Seattle Kraken in their last game. They're 4-6-1 on the road this year. And on the flip side, we have Vancouver coming in off of that bad loss. So this could be a potential bounce back spot here for the Vancouver Canucks. I am not laying minus 240 with the Canucks, though. I'm not laying a puck line with the Canucks. I'm not interested in this Canucks team at this number at home. Pretty plain and simple. This is Blackhawks or nothing. The ultimate question is, can you trust the Blackhawks at this price on the road? And the answer is, in this spot. And I know we're going to have a pissed off Vancouver team for this game following their previous loss. So ultimately, that's a pass to end the card for me here, but I would only look towards the Blackhawks. And if I'm having a good day, maybe I add the Blackhawks here for this game. Maybe a plus 200 price tag. I mean, I think it's worth a shot potentially, but not a play for me here in this game. Simple pass. Canes and Reg, minus 102. I can see that. Vancouver in the over 5.5. Okay, official play Canes puck line. There you go. Yep. But that is everything for today's slate. Let's do this. There we go. Let's get the CapperTek in the chat here. I have a full college football card, and we have a full college basketball card as well. And I've put up all my plays for NBA and NHL. And I'll be putting up NFL here in a little bit. So be sure to check that out. But there's the CapperTek in the chat. If you guys follow the account, you guys get a week free of my plays, and then we go from there. But that is everything for today's card. We have one more chat. Maryland minus 6.5. I was leaning Rutgers in that game, but I didn't bet it. But at that number, I would only look towards Rutgers. But that is everything for today's card. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of your Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.